so we are looking at pages 17 and 18 in your packet. So we're going to read through this top part together. I'm going to explain the practice part, but here we go. Which sounds better? Number one, Paul bought the flowers. He took the flowers home and he gave the flowers to his wife. Or, Paul bought the flowers, he took them home and gave them to his wife. One or two, which sounds better? Right, number two. We typically don't say the direct object over and over in English unless it needs to be clarified. Typically, once we say what a direct object is, we will then replace it with its pronoun in English, and that's the same in Spanish. So, we use direct object pronouns to replace the direct object to avoid repetition. In Spanish, for things, we use these pronouns to replace the direct objects. And we saw these yesterday in our notes. For singular objects, it is either lo or la, depending on its gender. And for them is either los or las, depending on its gender. So if we look at the sentence, Laura, ¿tienes la mochila? Laura, do you have the backpack? Sí, la tengo. Mochila is feminine, so it got replaced with the la. Sí, la tengo. Yes, I have it. Okay, in English, the pronouns go after the verbs. In Spanish, the pronouns go where in relation to the verb. Okay, great. So this first part of the practice, all you're going to do is choose between lo, la, los, or las for what pronoun would replace these nouns in the sentence. That should hopefully be pretty easy. If you're struggling with this part, then you need to email me so we can do some extra practice. Okay, the next section says, look at the following sentences. Replace the direct object with a pronoun in each one. So number one says, ¿Tienes pantalones? Do you have pants? Yes. We're going to say, I have them. So you're going to look at the direct object, decide which pronoun it would use, and insert it in the correct location of the sentence. And then in the last practice, you can't see that. In the last practice, ¿Tienes los zapatos? You're going to write out a whole sentence yourself, except they did give you the beginning part of it. ¿Tienes los zapatos? Do you have shoes? We're going to say, yes, I have them. Number 7, ¿Tienes la tarea? Do you have the homework? No, I don't have it. Remember, when you answer a yes or no question, you need to use how many no's. Good, you need 2 no's. Number 8, ¿Tienes el dinero? Do you have the money? Yes, I have it. Okay, so then let's look at page 18. Okay, so we're still working with just lo and la to say it, or los and las to say them. So what we're going to do is we're going to eventually look at these sentences and rewrite the sentence, replacing the direct object with its pronoun. So if you look at the example, Eduardo tiene los zapatos. To replace that in the sentence, we would use the direct object pronoun los. So Eduardo los tiene. Eduardo has them. In Spanish, the direct object pronoun goes where? Good, before the verb. Okay, so if we look at this one, it says replace the direct object pronoun in each sentence with the appropriate pronoun. Okay, so number 1, we're going to do this one together and then I'm going to let you guys go. Los estudiantes, which is just another word for students, like we know los alumnos. Los estudiantes tienen los libros en la mochila. All right, so what's our subject? Good, los estudiantes is our subject. What's our verb? Good, tienen is our verb. And what's our direct object? Good, los libros. Okay, So let's rewrite the sentence, replacing los libros with its direct object pronoun, and because it's masculine and plural, we're going to choose los. All right, so los estudiantes, we need to write our subject. Okay, our direct object pronoun goes before the verb, so before we can continue on, we need to replace that with los, and then we're just going to finish out the sentence. Tienen en la mochila. The students have them in their backpacks. All right, guys. Good luck. I am looking forward to see what you come up with.